And finally, I want to say I'm here with a wonderful guest of mine, Paxton Smith from Texas. Paxton is the 18-year-old who tore up, she got valedictorian because she was the smartest in her class at the high school graduation. She got to give the graduation speech at her Texas high school a few months ago, and she tore up her approved speech, and there she was at the podium with her cap and gown. She gave the speech she really wanted to give in favor of pro-choice and against that Texas law.
Oh, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, guys. Thumbs up button. You know, we got 5 people in the room. We at the Beverly Hills protest, women's rights.
Show them the sign.
Huh?
Show them the sign. We're opening the sign.
Here's the sign, guys.
I've done this before.
Protest. Ryan, as you can see, he broke his foot. He's an old man now.
Nearly 300 strong. But why are we here today? In RBG's own words, at her 1993 Supreme Court confirmation hearing, quote, "The decision whether or not to bear a child is central to a woman's life, to her well-being and her dignity. It is a decision she must make for herself. When the government controls that decision for her, she is being treated as less than a fully adult human responsible for her own choices." And it's a lovely day in the park, but we shouldn't have to be here today. We shouldn't have to be here nearly 50 years after Roe v. Wade. Fighting for reproductive freedom. Let's get this solved. But today, women and men, thank you men, are marching and rallying at over 650 locations across the United States. And they're raising their voices against restrictions on safe, legal, affordable, and accessible abortions. Now, next Monday, the Supreme Court convenes its fall session, and it is set to soon begin oral arguments in a case that will determine the future of abortion rights for all Americans. I want to thank you for gathering today for such an important cause. We must not be silent. We must continue to do all we can to keep reproductive freedom at the forefront. We are honored today to have with us Beverly Hills Mayor Robert Wunderlich. Bob was elected to the City Council in 2017 and previously represented Beverly Hills as its director on the board of the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Professionally, Mayor Wunderlich has been an economic and business consultant for more than 25 years. Dr. Wunderlich has earned degrees in chemistry, finance, physics, and chemical physics. Mayor Wunderlich is a visionary, managing this city during a pandemic while fostering a sense of community and preparing for the completion of Metro. The Honorable Mayor Robert Wunderlich.
Thank you. I mean, look around. This is a wonderful turnout. It's a wonderful turnout for a demonstration for something for which it shouldn't be necessary anymore to demonstrate in favor of. And so this is not a time for mansplaining. This isn't a time... It's not a time for a group of men to dictate women's health policy. You don't need me to educate you about the issues. This is a time for men to step up and support, and so that's why I'm here. So here are the words of two very different women. Actually, women who had many similarities, but they come from very different political persuasions. So Colleen already spoke about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but in her own 1981 Senate confirmation hearings, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor began by stating that she was opposed to abortion as a personal matter. But later in 1992, when it was time to uphold the concepts behind Roe v. Wade, in the case Planned Parenthood versus Casey, Justice O'Connor was the co-author. She joined with Justices Anthony Kennedy and David Souter in saying, "Our law affords constitutional protection to personal decisions relating to marriage, procreation, contraception, family relations, child rearing, and education. Our cases recognize the right of the individual to be free from unwarranted government intrusion into matters so fundamentally affecting a person as the decision as to whether to bear or beget a child. Our precedents have respected the private realm of family life, which the state cannot enter. The matters central to personal dignity and autonomy are central to the liberty protected by the 14th Amendment." And so that was from Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. Then to show how sometimes men and women can think completely alike, Colleen already stole the next quote from me, because I was literally going to say the exact same quote from the notorious RBG's Senate hearing, so there isn't a need for me to say that quote again, but it's actually remarkable how similar her words were to the words that were authored by Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. And so those are the words of two women, notable women, from different political backgrounds, and in front of us today,
That together, the 80-year-olds and the 18-year-olds and everybody in between and lower than that and higher than that, we all need you and we all need Paxton Smith to continue the fight.
A little over a month ago, my state's 6-week abortion ban went into effect. My Texas governor said that bill would save lives, but he has either chosen to ignore or clearly does not know the reality of getting an abortion while it is illegal. Before Roe v. Wade, doctors' hands were tied by belief-based legislation and they were not allowed to provide abortions. Patients had to take it into their own hands, and as a result, thousands of women died. Gone. We cannot, we will not go back to the days when the only way to end a pregnancy is to risk our lives. We will not go back to the days when the only way to access our reproductive rights is through a coat hanger. We are not vessels for reproduction. We are human beings. And it is about time that we get treated like it. The principles of this nation are freedom, liberty, and equality. And when the government oversteps its bounds, when a government turns its back on those principles, we will not stay silent about it. Caring about this country, being a patriot, is not the same as letting politicians run a field day. Being a patriot is holding this country accountable for everything that it claims itself to be. This is supposed to be a home for all of its citizens. This is supposed to be a place that stands up for the rights of all of its people, not one that discriminates on gender, not one that discriminates on race, on economic status. This is a home for all of its people, and today we are showing the government that we will not stop speaking out against the injustices against us until that is the reality. Thank you.
Repeat after me. We will not go back.
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 Keep abortion safe and legal.
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 Keep Roe v. Wade.
Keep Roe v. Wade.
Keep Roe v. Wade.
Keep Roe v. Wade.
Fight back.
Fight back.
And we will never give up.
And we will